Welcome back to another Crab's Treasure. I'm Dear Darling, and from the unexplored depths we will prove if we are truly trash or treasure as we continue on with our great museum tour, seeing all the lovely creatures who we've perused and, well, I suppose murdered and stuffed, I guess, for the collection of the museum, which is a bit of a horrifying thought, but let's not think about that too much. Rangoon Kelpie. What does Rangoon even mean? Is it like a type of crab? Right? A Rangoon crab sounds like a thing? Crab Rangoon. Well, that's a dish, that's true. I guess that's why I have associated with a crab. Rangoon's a historical spelling. Pronunciation of a Burmese Rangoon. Former capital of Myanmar. Oh. So literally it's just Crab Rangoon. Okay, fair enough. Which is just crab from Rangoon. Well, you know, today you learned. Or today I learned. Rangoon Kelpie. Carcinus mainus. It's difficult to tell whether these moss-covered crabs are associated with the snap bandits, or they simply made up a crew disguised to avoid attack themselves. Either way, they're certainly not on our side. They're actually quite cute, I think. Look at them, it's like little bundles. Hard to really get much from them, they're literally just sort of plant life. The rare one, which doesn't have any trash, trash motifs within their designs and stuff, you know? Why are you here? We've already done your thing, right? Yeah, we've already analysed these. I'm not sure why they're here as well. Maybe they just are. Oh! Is this the inspiration? They're mochi pounders. We've got a lot of rope and gum attack with them. Because it's a thing with, like, when you pound mochi, right? You have, like, these big hammers where you don't swing them overhead like that, but then you, like, alternate doing it. Or it might just be, like, we're just alternating doing their attacks, to be honest. But, I mean, this pose gives real, like, mochi creation vibes. Gum pounder. Progetia producta. When a crab's mind becomes polluted, the tools they used in their daily lives are often their first choice of weapon. The shrimp used to pound paste-based meals can be easily turned to crush the shell of their once comrades. Quite the sticky situation. Yeah, they are mochi creators, like mochi pounders. Although I think normally what happens with the mochi pounders is you have one person with a mallet. Not doing it this aggressively, probably. But, well, maybe they do. I don't know, there's just that viral video of people going, ha 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 ha. And one just, like, using a really small hammer, and the other sort of, like, slapping it with water and turning it around. Horrifying. Disease lycanthrope. Phalaroptus ocellatus. Takes weeks of observation to even tell what the species thing is beneath a mass of foul-smelling algae covering its flesh. It's a frogfish, it looks like. The gunk alone would not cause such an infection. Perhaps the changes in our ocean are causing knock-on effects we can't possibly foresee. Sobering thought for sure, and I don't even drink. You don't even drink gunk? What's that gonna mean? So yeah, it's just a frogfish basically, covered in lichen. And then with a watering can on their head. So it's another sort of like upgraded basic enemy, right? And then the boss man himself, based off the mantis shrimp, Topoda. I did forget his name. Grovekeeper Topoda. Odontactylus sicularis. I wonder if Topoda is meant to be a Japanese name as well. Topoda? I don't know what that would mean. Let's see if it comes up with anything. Japanese Topoda. Oh, do we think it's based off Oda Nobunaga? Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Another crab's treasure. Maybe someone's got like an inspiration for their name on the wiki. But yes, based off peacock mantis shrimp. Is a play on the order that mantis shrimp belong to, being Stomatopoda. Okay, fair enough. It's on Greek, I suppose. Okay. The last sane member of the Enchanted Grove, the groundskeeper to the village martial arts dojo, has become the only one left to pass on the master's knowledge. The groundskeeper? Oh! So you trained probably under Heike, right? Heikia. I should have looked up what Heikia means. I think it means like peace or something, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's an era in Japan, isn't it? Heikia. For a previous era or something. No, it's a species of crab. Hikegani. Okay, so it's just based off that. Literally meeting Hike crab. But what's Hike? It's a one-story house. Okay. Fair enough. The groundskeeper to a village man pass on master's knowledge can even be entrusted to get the moves right. Suppose his punch is powerful enough to shatter bones and speak for themselves. I can't believe he's just a groundskeeper. That's like a classic sort of martial art movie trope though, isn't it? It's not the master of a dojo is the strongest, it's the groundskeeper. Shows anyone could be something, right? I was going to do Ratatouille quote, but then I realised it's the opposite of what I was going to say. Because the Ratatouille quote is like, not everyone can be great, but greatness can be found anywhere, or something like that. Which is, yeah, direct opposite of what I wanted to say. So we got that. What should we do next? That is probably the that's probably the Unfathom. That's a Bleach Kingdom. This must be the very end. That must be the depths, or whatever it's called. So I guess we'll do the Unfathom next. More frogfish. Oh, no. Danglerfish. Trianocops, Melastomus. Dreadful things dwell down deep beneath the waves. These creatures tempt us with their basest instincts and devour us with no hesitation when we submit. How can one resist the urge to pick a shiny thing off the ground? To survive in this place, Cod's eyes takes fortitude beyond measure. What have you got going on? Barbed wire wrapped around yourself, my word. Brutal. So you're basically a frogfish who is also an anglerfish. How that comes about, I don't know. Quite a horrifying face, huh? That's Petriarch. Let's do you next. Horrifying sounds in here. Glashimi. Chaliodos. Macauni. For as many different fish in the sea as there are stars in the sky. Probably. This primal creature lives on only to feed and needed no gunk to make it a fearsome enemy. There's only to feed and oh, so you're ungunked. Their skin appears nearly transparent against the inky backdrop of a drain, leading many to believe that they are made of glass themselves. Also a rare, non-trash related enemy. They are quite horrifying when you get the sort of shine of their eye like that though. Cool enemies though. We can kind of see ourselves, well no, hold on, we're invisible through them, look at that. You can only see the thimble and the fork. And our eyes, weirdly enough. Is that a glitch? What if we look through two of them? That's very strange. Why do we disappear? Right, giant spider crab. Guess we'll start with you. Ambassador. Macrochera Chimepheri. So massive is the wellspring of abyssal magic within this creature that it bursts forth from its eyes in a nightmare blast. Some say attunement to the ocean's energies raised by one's natural emotions. How deep must the pain in this creature's heart be to grant it the power to silence all those within its vision? Oh my gosh. This crab is based off the silence crab meme with a laser eyes, right? Crab silence laser eyes. I did not even put that together. I can know your meme. Where did this meme even originate from? Okay, STFU liberal. Silence brand. Crab edit. From cursed images on Reddit. Fair enough. No, uploaded to know your meme. Discovered on Discord in a message correspondence. Shown below right. Silence liberal. So, silence brand. I've just heard it, I've just seen it as silence. We have 100% another crab drop. We're referencing this meme. I can't believe I never realised that they were that meme. It's a Chronic Power silence of those. Anyway, they have a pretty cool design. They have like the old school telephone on their head, which gives a fantastic, I think, tell audioly for this enemy to have that ringing sound and have it go. I like the coral sort of antennas, not antennas, antlers they got. The glow sticks to light them up and the pipes they use as armor. But actually, like, probably one of my favorite enemies. I actually think this hypno crab might be my favorite enemy though. Conceptually. Swarmite. Kiwa tyleri. A small crustacean that dwells near hydrothermal vents deep within the drain. It's hypothesized that the bacteria that dwell nearby provide nutrition to them. We're not typically carnivores, so we can only assume that the gunk's influence has reached to the very bottom of this ocean. I assume these are based off some type of creature, I don't know what. They kind of look like isopods to me. This one's cool. Like, I always loved the glow sticks that were on them. I didn't realise they had happy faces in their eyes. They got like rosary beads or something as well. What does that say on that? Cuddle. Because they're a cuddle fish. I get it. Abyssal hypnotist. Sepia latimanus. A mollusk of unknown origin whose unique ability to alter the colour of its flesh enables it to draw arcane runes directly onto its body, manifesting all sorts of calamitous effects. One of many species banished from the homeland by a god king who feared the ocean's magic. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's a whole lore. I can't see the writing on you, which is of arcane ruins, but runes. Petrock, what a cool boss concept, eh? Petrock, the false moon. Petrocyrus Diogenes. A hermit of prodigious size, the likes of which I've never seen, and surely just as ancient. Moon snail shells offer respite to many an ocean traveller, but to claim one as one's property is a sacrilegious act of highest order. Our religious symbols are as shallow to these abyss dwellers as an hollow shell. As an hollow shell? Typo. That's interesting lore building though. But it's I also like this framing, makes it kind of look like a peacock. But it's like sacrilegious to use these holy sites basically as a home for them. Inkerton, who I did read in a comment, which I don't think I've replied to yet. I need to reply to comments. It's based off like someone from like Bloodborne, the hunter from Bloodborne, which I'm like, fair enough. Inkerton, crab hunter. Erotifus idulus. Inkerton spent his life keeping close proximity to wealth and power at any cost. From a young age, he felt he understood a painful truth, that lacking money is the only crime this world respects. Lying, stealing, or killing may all be excused, as long as one is never poor. Therefore, there was no action too wicked to take, no villain he would not align himself with, if it would save him from returning to poverty, the only punishment he truly feared. Yeah, because we did get a bit of a lore drop that he was someone who grew up in a poor, or who grew up poor or something, and now has become a sort of mercenary bounty hunter. The keys dangling around his necklace make him feel like a bit of a jailer. I do like the nutcracker that he uses as a weapon. Makes complete sense as a shell-breaking move. Party poppers as guns is really fun as well, especially with how disposable they are. His handle was literally just like a piece of driftwood or something. I don't know, you know, maybe I should look this up, what the thing from Bloodborne Hunter looks like. Yeah, okay, that explains the hat shape as well. It's got the same sort of silhouette. It's kind of surprising that he doesn't have like a handkerchief sort of thing. Inkton that is, to sort of resemble that silhouette more. Or some sort of flowy cape-like thing. Maybe that's too on my nose. That's cool though. Unfathom has some really cool enemies. Like, I think the world itself, the Unfathom world, is fascinating. Just from like a lore perspective, isn't it? I don't know how big these last ones are, but we might actually be able to do everything today. Entire museum. In which case, probably the next stuff we'll do will end up being trying to collect all the shells. Rangoon Revenant. Hermograspus penicillitus. I remember my first molt. These ancient crabs kept alive beyond their natural lifespan have gone so long without shedding their shells that the flesh bulging within them causes constant pain, but removing it by force seems to drive them mad with rage, having grown so used to its suffocating presence. Perhaps these lost creatures can only be redeemed by death, which is a bit of a horrifying thought, isn't it? Use tooth flossers as a weapon, which is interesting in its own right. Seahorse Scourcaster, Hippocampus coronatus. As Carcinia's tyrant king lost his grip on reality, he became obsessed with a ritual for scourging. a scouring of anyone who spoke against the crown. So much so that his royal guard often partook of the substance themselves, making their very bodies a toxic weapon. They lay waste to the king's enemies even as their organs were eaten away from the inside. Now that's horrifying. So they have like a bandolier sort of cloak thing from a 6-pack of plastic and a bubble wand. And a scrubber as a helmet. They still got the reins that the other seahorses have too. Do you think this will damage me if I run into it? Nope. Okay. Scoured celebrant. Takifugu obscurus is a fugu fish. The celebrants of Carcinia witnessed so many trials of sorcerers that the noxious chemicals used in their executions gradually seeped into their very flesh. The ones who order the deaths of another can easily be called a villain, but how to judge those who stand idly by, observing without comment? Fair enough. So they have a bath plug and chain. And they have some sort of pills on their head. Viagra. I guess that's meant to be Viagra crossed with aggro crab, who are the creators of this game. Interesting, calling them out for just sort of being a bystander rather than any more. They did not come for me, so I did not speak out, etc., etc. Bleached bombardier, Minuca longisignalis. Any good kingdom needs rangers guarding its walls. Not content to rely on conventional slings and catapults, the city of Carcinia turned to diabolical chemical warfare. Anyone who approaches its great walls are pelted with a corrosive substance from beyond the waves that melts away skin and shell alike, a task given only to the kingdom's most sadistic residents, Tide Pods, or any sort of dishwasher pod. I do love the scissors and then the mask, though, as an actual slingshot. That's a really fun, creative idea. I don't know what this crate thing is on the back. Necessarily, if it's based off a type of crate or something. Makes a fantastic sort of pouch for their Tide Pods. This is, by the way, the hardest, the coolest display piece we've seen for these scourged angel seraphims or whatever they're called. Carcinian Holy Knight. This has got a toothpaste hat, I didn't realise. But Homarus Morrissey. The stronger one's grip on power, the faster dissidence sprouts from the cracks between one's fingers. This conflict within the city reaches a fever pitch as a small group of devoted soldiers was assembled, making use of a very sorcery that the king so despised to expunge all blasphemy from the walls once and for all. My word. I mean, what can you say? This design goes so hard, making him seem like a holy angel fighter, right? Angelic wings swooping down. I guess this must be Kamcha's place, right? Yeah. Kamcha, the Bleach King. Paralithodes Kampskaticus. The king existed before his kingdom. If you believe his priests, he existed before anything. Such a concept was completely at odds with the hermit sorcerers, who believed in magic older than life itself. There could be no power of this world beyond the king's grasp. If it existed, he must crush it utterly to prove its insignificance. Power hungry, huh? Toilet brush row. I don't know what that is, that bead is on. Those beads are on his wrist. It's probably a reference to something, probably toilet based, I don't know though. Off the top of my head, or at least I can't pull it together. So he's basically, if anything, like a super upgraded version of those bleached Rangoons. Not molting for ages, like he must also have been in a suffocating prison of his own traditions, to be honest. And this was the second last place. I think the last place only has the mind control jellyfish. So that's basically the entire museum, who is probably one of the coolest boss enemies in the game. They don't have who's its chitin here though, as a representative. Priadubia, the ocean's agony. Priadubia. How to write about the creature that took our beloved curator's life. Can such a thing... Tortellini. Oh, Tortellini! You're the new museum curator. Can such a thing, arriving mass of pain itself, even be called an animal? Can any of us escape this hateful spiral? Or will our souls, once devoid of bodies, inevitably drift down to join the chorus of screams? An explorer gives shape to the unknown, but to brush against the truly unknowable is another task entirely. Our curator gave up everything in such an act. Should I be faced with such an opportunity one day? I only hope I have the guts to do the same. Could there be any greater thrill? Pride of Year. Seriously, got like one of the coolest sort of designs. I also, one thing which goes unappreciated, I think, which is not shown in the museum, is the little mini-map illustrations they have of each of the bosses. Very, very cool. So Tortellini is the one who wrote this. Probably. And with that, we've toured the entire museum. Very, very cool. Honestly, I love it as an addition. It's basically a fantastic alternative to the bestiary. A shame we can't complete it fully because of a bug with the extremely angry crab snail, but so be it. And apparently the Rangoon, the Deadeye one, doesn't quite work because we can't see its signage. But still, I think that's pretty cool. So, for now, we're going to round this episode up here. Well, next time we'll be basically doing as much completion stuff as I feel is necessary. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been another Crab's Treasure, and I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, we have 20 shells missing? What? Well, that's next time. Bye-bye for now.